Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming today. My name is Lee Kennedy Schaefer, and I'm a graduate student in biostatistics at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. I'm also a research assistant there and have been a teaching assistant at the School of Public Health and at the college in the past. And I'm a member of the bargaining committee of the Harvard Graduate Students Union, and we're very happy to see all of you here today and hope everyone is doing well. We have a lot of really important things to talk about today, and so we're glad you could join us. I'll be facilitating this call, and so I just want to go over a few guidelines first and run through the agenda, and then we'll get started. Since this is a press conference, we are recording this for future use, and comments will be on the record and will be recorded, so just be aware of that as you're participating. Our technician will be muting all participants, so if you have a question when we get to that point, just use the raise hand feature, which is in the participants tab, which should be on the right side of your screen, and we'll add you to our running stack of who's in line to ask questions. You can also send in questions through the chat, and we'll take a look at those and read those out as well. We are going to do our best to answer as many of them as possible, but try to finish by 1 o'clock. If you use the raise hand, we'll call on you to ask your question, and you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Please try to be in a quiet area as much as possible before you unmute so we don't get too much background noise. And when you're done asking your question, if you would please mute yourself, and I'll direct it to one of our panelists, and they will then be able to answer. So we will go through, we have 6 panelists who will speak briefly about their own experiences, and then we will open it up to questions from the audience and comments. And we also have some questions that have been sent in advance. So I will read those out as well, interspersed with the live questions. And if I could also just ask folks to turn off their video if they're not on the panel while they're not speaking, just so that it's easier for people to find the video of the panelists who are speaking. So thanks again for being here. And we are going to, and if you have any technical issues, you can chat it directly to the technician who's the host of the call, and hopefully you'll be able to sort it out through that. Yeah, so I want to start by turning it over to my fellow bargaining committee member, Justin Bloch.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here today. My name is Justin Bloch. I'm a 4th-year PhD student in the economics department, and I have been on the bargaining committee for the last 2 years. I'm also a teaching fellow in an intermediate macro class and have worked as a research assistant as well. So Friday, May 1st marks 2 years since our union was certified, and Provost Garber announced the administration's intention to bargain with us. However, after 2 years of slow walking and dragging their feet, the administration has still not put in the time to finalize a contract with student workers. In recent months, the university has slowed negotiations, offering to meet less than once per month, and often coming unprepared to discuss issues in detail. It's clear that student workers want a contract and want a contract now. This has been clear through the petitions, through rallies, and we went on strike for the entire duration of December. But clearly the university has decided to hide behind the Trump NLRB and a pending decision that potentially threatens the protections of student workers to organize at private universities. So they further slow walk negotiations, they've engaged in regressive bargaining, and they continue to delay finalizing a contract. So the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic has shown just how important the stability and the security of a contract really is. as the pandemic has not only disrupted students' academic lives, but also intensified the burden on student workers. Teaching fellows have had to put in extra hours to transition to online learning, and many people are happy to do that to make the teaching mission work smoothly. And research assistants in relevant fields have been putting off their current research in order to engage in COVID-related research. However, in some of these cases, the workload has gone too far. And the way that the university can address this is by signing a contract with the workload provision that we've agreed on, so that these during this transition time, these workloads do not become excessive. The university has also not taken the opportunity to address issues relevant to the COVID crisis or student worker health in the contract. For example, the university still continues to insist that master's students who teach in the public health school get paid substantially less than everybody else who teaches for the exact same work. The university still has also not agreed to paid leave for illness, for family leave, for bereavement. And even though the economic situation has changed, nothing is stopping the university from agreeing to real protections for discrimination and harassment for student workers. Lastly, given all the economic certainty, this is a really terrible time for many students graduating who will be going on to the academic job market. And many other students are very uncertain about having income at all to pay rent and to buy food. While the research is on hold and much of the funding attached to that research is in question. The university has not done enough to ensure that student workers have some degree of financial security during this time. And there's a risk of students having to leave early, or research, which has taken years of investment to build into, could just be lost. So the university needs to spend time and take the time to finalize this contract with student workers, ensure financial stability for people who have been admitted already. And certainly the university would benefit from avoiding any other possible further disruption. And the best way to do that is to make sure that they sign a contract now.
Thank you, Justin.